Hi everybody, Bernard here with some tips about English conversation. So, you want to communicate in English because it's the global language. If you travel abroad, you work abroad, many reasons why English is important. So, for pronunciation, many people might think, oh, I have a bad accent, I'm from Brazil, I'll never learn to speak English correctly. But don't forget that many native speakers have terrible accents too. If you go to New York, if you go to the Bronx in New York, and you hear people talking, they might talk like this, you know? And if you're looking for something to do, they might be able to understand what you're saying, but don't worry about it. If you want to visit where Elvis comes from down in the deep south, then you might find people who talk quite different from people in New York. So no problem. And then if you go down, if you want to visit Big Ben in London, I think if you go to London, it's very good to visit Westminster and to see Big Ben and maybe London Eye. And then you could go to another part of London, you know, down to the pub to have some pint of beer and have a pint of beer with your lunch. I like to do that, you know, meet with the mates and play some darts. And you find a different type of accent. And you might find a taxi driver who comes from Pakistan or India, and then you might have difficulty giving instructions for him how to get there, but with persistence and a good attitude you'll find you can understand. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter. You could be from Northern Ireland, you know, and then you'd have a different problem trying to understand what they're saying, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Accent is accent, and if you spend some time in a place, you adapt, your ear adapts to the accent, and that's it. Every place has a different accent. There are some places that have a strong accent, and some places that have a neutral accent, but everybody has accent. So don't worry too much about the fact that your accent is from Brazil. Don't worry about that. Accent is not the most important thing when you want to speak clearly. It's a factor, sure. But there's one more thing which is even more important than accent, and that is intonation. What do I mean by intonation? Intonation is stress. Where's the stress in the word? For example, as a tourist in any major city in the world, you might get robbed, and if you get robbed, you need to find a policeman to help or to make a report. So if you get robbed and there's no police around, you want to communicate, you know, you want to find out where's the police. But if you pronounce like that, you might have problems being understood. Why? Because the correct intonation of this word is the second syllable, police. And the correct intonation of this word is robbed, not robbed. So I'm going to talk later about intonation, because in my opinion that's the area where students can make the most progress in their ability to communicate in English, which is a second language and will always be a second language. But with careful attention to intonation, your ability, you can make a lot of progress. Okay? So that's all for now, and I'll post another clip with some tips about improving pronunciation. Thank you for listening. Bye.